We're live from the headquarters of Rome, Florida, in Ottawa, the national capital of Canada. And good morning, buongiorno, and welcome to Joe's Soccer Sport Talk, episode number 13. And welcome to the beautiful game of soccer. We start today, good morning, everyone. We start today, episode 13. Italy is a good luck. 13 is a good luck in Italy. Is a bad luck in Canada. So we hope it's a good luck today everywhere. And we start today with breaking news. Juventus shareholders, Juventus club shareholders, and they I'm gonna put the anthem here, the anthem. Juventus shareholder, they voted in favor of the Super League. I know this is someday will happen. I mentioned to my friends here in Canada, in Ottawa, about 6-7 years ago, when I used to do the radio show at Chin International, and I mentioned to them is there's going to be a Super League someday. And this is what's happening right now. The Super League, the Juventus, they want to steal the Super League. They tried 7-8 months ago, but it didn't work out. The FIFA banned them not to do anything at this moment. But eventually, it's going to happen. And this is what it's all about. Agnelli, the president and owner of Juventus, he said it's good for the sport in general and better soccer display all around the world. And that's and also he said it's all big money making. You know, American American football. Last year they make $7 billion in the salary and everything. The founding raising $7 billion in American football. In soccer, it's only $3 to $4 billion. They make every year for all the teams. So there is a little bit of difference between they want to like I say everything else money talks, everything else is secondary, they say. So that's why the president of Italy, of Agnelli Juventus. They say they're gonna have someday. We're gonna have a Super League, and there's another 3 or 4 big clubs in the world that they want, like the Madrid, Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain from France, and Bayern Munich from Germany. Everybody, all those major soccer teams, they all want the Super League. And that's why they pushing for this. But right now they're stalled because the FIFA and UEFA League, they say they don't want to do anything at this moment. And this will let you know that in Canada, I have a stats here from the Canada Soccer Canada. You get a kick out of soccer coast to coast in Canada, and they say here there's over 3 million soccer players. They play soccer at this moment in Canada, and that's what makes the soccer one of the fastest growing sport in Canada. Before we used to play just when I had my club, and we had a big to almost 2,000 soccer player playing for my club. We go to the game, and only at school level was very popular, but we didn't have any domestic league we have now. Now we have the Premier Canadian Soccer League. We have the major soccer team, the Toronto FC, Toronto, Vancouver Whitecaps, and the Montreal Impact. And we have all those major soccer teams playing in the American MLS. So our kids, our soccer player here, the young people, they have a better future, and that's why they came up with the stats about Canada. Is one of the fastest growing sport in Canada, and there is about 2 million registered player at this moment. It says here, and there is about 2,500 youth club and about the 846 teams, soccer teams enrolled in Canadian Soccer Association all across Canada. With more participants than any other sport in soccer. There's more registration than any other sport than there is the more there's registration in soccer more than any football, hockey, anything. So this is all about. And then he say here, let's keep kids healthy inside and out. He says here, and increase the self-esteem and self-confidence. That's what I say to my grandkids. I have 6 beautiful grandkids, and I would say self-confidence, self-esteem will be the best thing you can have. So it's very nice to have self-confidence too. And they say discover the leadership skills, and also improve school performance. The sport makes them to be very better students. And then it says development of healthy lifestyle habits. It helps on that also. And learning that physical activity can be lots of fun. And this is all about, ladies and gentlemen, and all sport around the world. It's very important. And now, let's go to the beautiful game. We started with Serie A. They played Wednesday, and after the 10 games, the season, Napoli and AC Milan on top of the divisions standing with 28 points. Like I told you, Napoli, they have a very good season so far. I'll take Napoli to go all the way, maybe AC Milan, and maybe Atalanta, they want to give a little bit of hard time, but I take Napoli all the way. And then we have Inter Milan with 21 points. And then Roma. Roma, they won Wednesday after 2 big losses. They won and 19 points, their understanding. And then Atalanta, the 18 point. And then there is Juventus, the last Wednesday against Sassuolo. It's not as good team, but they lost the last 2 minutes of the game, 2-1 for Sassuolo. And this year, not doing too well, the Juventus in the league. But I always said that to aim, and to win the Champions League is better than the Scudetto Italian Championship. They have almost 40 Serie A championships, so they don't need any more, I think. It's time to concentrate and to win the Champions League. They've been trying since 1998, I think, So it's been a long time. They won the last time, so they better win this year, because they just, they got to try hard on the Champions League or forget the Serie A. That's my opinion. And this weekend big matches. We have quite a few big matches this weekend. We have Atalanta and Lazio, Roma. Atalanta and Lazio. I take the Atalanta 1-0 to win. Last year I took 4 teams, and I guess 3 of them. So I hope I do the same thing this week. And then we have Inter Milan against the Udinese. This will be a tight game. Will be 0-0 scoring. And then we have Salernitana goes in home with Napoli. And Napoli, I win to win at least 2-0. Salernitana, they almost lost in the division. They just went in Serie A this year. The first time after so many years, they play in Serie A. And they're not doing too bad. They have 8 points so far, but they almost lost in the division. Cagliari is the last, and Salernitana is second last. And then there is a big match of the week, Roma versus Milan, AC Milan. Milan is the same points with the Napoli. So AC, the most important game of this weekend. and I'll take Milan to win 1-0 on this one. And this is all this area, ladies and gentlemen. Now we go to the round Europe big leagues standing, which we start with the England. England Premier League. You know, after 9 games, we see Chelsea with 22 points. Chelsea, I don't know if you know, the owner is a big magnate from Russia. It's a billionaires, oil big corporation, and that's why our oil is higher. This week, I fill up my car as $1.49. Thanks to the Russia, thanks to the Middle East. They increase the oil price all the time. I hope someday we don't have to use any more oil, so we can run in electric or something else, you know. And then we have Liverpool, one less point at 21 points, you know, after 9 games. And then we have Manchester City and West Ham at 17 points, you know. And that's we have the Premier League in England. Now we go to German Bundesliga. We see the leader always Bayern Munich at 21 points, and Dortmund is closing up at 21 points. And then we have Freiburg. Freiburg, it's a new team. It's in the 3rd place with 19 points. And Viva La Hispana! We go to La Hispana. As you know, this week there was the big game. They played the Clásico. It's the most popular game in Spain. The El Clásico was played this week, and Real Madrid beat Barcelona 2-1. And soon after that, Barcelona fired their coach. They sent the coach packing home. So they fired their coach, and new coach could be Xavi. I don't know if you know, Xavi was one of the best players of Barcelona for the last 15, 20 years. And he went to play in Dubai as a coach, and he's coming back to coach Barcelona. That's what the rumors are. And the first play, the reason they lost the Clásico, the way I seen it, the first time they played without the superstar Lionel Messi. It was traded to PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, and he's making a big money there. I think it's 45 million a year. So he's very happy because Barcelona, they had a lot of financial problems because of COVID-19. They couldn't pay him the money that he wanted, so he moved it to in France. And then we have the leaders of the Spain Liga. It's Real Society with 24 points, and then we have a second Real Madrid with 21 points, and then we have Sevilla and Betis at 21, and Barcelona's at 15 points. And then we go to La France, La Liga 1. Liga 1 La France, we always see the PSG at 29 points, is running away with the division this year. And then the Lens at 21. And then we have a Marseille with 19 points. And this is all around Europe, the best teams in Europe. We all follow the big superstar, and we all watch in the cable TV, so we all inform it's nice to be informed of who's winning and who's losing and who's on top of their divisions. And then from here we'll go to MLS Soccer, USA and Canada. As you know, we have a few teams from Canada. There's a big league in MLS, as I said last time. And we see New England in Boston. New England in Boston ran away this year. Never see so much spread it, point-wise. The MLS, we have a New England 73 points. The second one, out of 34 teams, the second one is at 52 points. There's 21-point difference. It never happened in the MLS before. In the first 10 years, I followed MLS for since they started. It's about 20 years now, 15, 18 years, and never had this spread out to the points. So Nashville 52 and Philadelphia 50 points. So, and then we have the Canadian team in MLS. Vancouver, best team this year. Might make the playoff right now, and they're on the 50th place, tied with the other two teams. They have a good chance to make the playoff. The reason they do that, because they have Vinny Santini, an Italian coach, very charismatic coach, and I seen it. I seen a little documentary on that, and it's one of the best coach Vancouver ever had. Not because he's Italian, but they were almost the last in the division. They went up to 5th place now because of the coach. Sometimes a good coach makes a difference in the sport that we love. And then we have a Toronto, almost last in the standing. And I say the only thing I can tell you, they did a lot of changes. They could get rid of the coach and get rid of a lot of the good players, and they're rebuilding. And I hope better luck next year, because they're not doing too well. And Montreal is trying to make Montreal Impact. As you know, Montreal Impact is owned by Saputo Cheese. They do a lot better because Saputo give them lots of cheese to eat there before the game. So that's why they're doing a lot better this year. So as you know, Saputo Cheese is being owned by the Saputo family. They're international now. They own so many things in France, in Germany, Italy. In Italy, they also own the soccer team Bologna for the FC. So this, I think that the cheese they make is one of the best in the world right now. One of the reasons, as if you remember in the old days, Parmalat was the biggest from Italy. They took over some of their dairy from Parmalat, and they expanded their big corporation here in Canada. So Canada imports a lot of cheese. We're gonna compete with Italy there as one of the best cheese in the world. So, like I said, be proud to be Canadian. Be also mighty proud of your heritage, which is Italy or whatever country you come from, my friends. And now, let's go to USA, Major Baseball League World Series. So they call the World Series of the final games of the season. The World Series starts, and after 3 games, Atlanta against Houston, and Atlanta is 2 games ahead, and Houston's 1 game. They go the best of 7 games, and whoever wins the first 4 games, they win the world. They're gonna be a world champion now. And I take the Atlanta this year to win the World Series. Houston, they won 3 years ago, so it's time for Atlanta. They didn't win since 22 years ago, so it's time for a new team to win the World Series. They call the world champion, no? But they only been playing in USA and 1 team in Canada, Toronto Blue Jays, which did a good season this year, but they didn't make the playoff, And that's why I just say that this is I went to see a couple games in Toronto, and I tell you that the game to me is not as good as the soccer we love. And I tell you, after 3 innings, I fell asleep. Thanks God I was invited in a special booth there that I can have a few drinks, so I get drunk because before watching the game. So I don't drink, but that day I had a few drinks because I didn't like the baseball sport as much as I liked the other sport like soccer. And that's what it's all about. And it's a pastime. It's a American, Canadian pastime. They only be playing the summer. They call the summer sport, and because they play 160 games. It's the biggest sport game playing in the world. As you know, the baseball, they play 160 games. Hockey here in Canada, in the state, where they play 80 games. It's 6 months, it's 36, 7 months of sport. Sometimes they play 2 games in the same day. It doesn't happen in soccer. In soccer, you have to have a minimum of 3-4 days rest. In any other sport, even football, they play now 2 games sometime in the same week. But soccer is the only game, sport that they only can play, maximum 2 games a week, So that's why, because there's a lot of running. That's one of the reasons. It's very important they take the rest before they play the next game, ladies and gentlemen. And now we go to the local sport. The teams, we're going back to football. That's the American football and Canadian football. The CFL, the Canadian Football League, and another game, another loss for the Ottawa Redblacks. We have the local team of the Ottawa Redblacks play the national sport here in football. And they lost against the Calgary last night. My son was there at 24-13. So they're not doing too well this year. They have 2 wins and 8 losses so far. They also fired the general manager Desjardins, and they are last in the standing. And because they don't have a good quarterback. I don't know if you know the game. The quarterback is the main player, just like a superstar in soccer, like Ronaldo, Messi, and all that. If they don't have a good quarterback, he doesn't, pass the ball properly, they have a problem winning. So that's what happened with the Ottawa Redblacks. I hope better luck next season, because this season they don't go anywhere with the player they have. And now we have the hockey, the National Hockey League. The Ottawa Senators last night, they beat the Dallas Stars in Dallas. As you know, the hockey, it's our sport here in Canada, our national sport, and the Ottawa Senators is our team here for the last 22 years, and they have a very young team. The average age of the team is 24 years old. So, and it's very, very important that they build up their strength and everything. So far, they win 3 games out of 6, so they have 50% of the game they won, which they started a pretty good season. It's as you know, the hockey is one of the best. Is the best of the world. One of the sports is a very, very much in contact sport. So it's very, very good. It's not easy to play. It's very, very tough to play, and then they play on skate. And most of us, we came in this country. I remember when I came in 1967. It's the last time that the Toronto Maple Leafs they won the last Stanley Cup. I loved the sport right away. I fell in love because it's a very much contact sport, and there's sometimes the big fights on the arena and all that. So it's very good to watch it, and that's why it's our game, the national sport here, because we like to watch hockey most any other sports. So that's why, I'd like to say something, whoever watches my podcast every Saturday, and I want to thank some beautiful friends. They came to see me this week, and which are Maria, Antonio, Johnny, Anna Maria, and Mayor of Preston Street, Little Italy, Mr. Joe Zacconi of the Mercato Zacconi. Will be open soon on Preston Street. And with this, and I would like to end in the end Joe's Soccer Talk. Thank to all my friends, and I love you, all of them. And as I said, never stop playing soccer, because soccer is life. And my friends, concludiamo. We ended the Joe Soccer Talk, e non dimenticare nella vita dobbiamo amare, sognare e vivere, to love, to dream and to live until we hear again. Fino alla prossima. Vogliamoci bene assai assai. Love you. Ciao. See you next week.